And John, we're going to be dialed in on the Washington Capitals today. And the area I want to start with as we look at a Capitals team that's gotten themselves not just in the thick of the playoff hunt, they're controlling it in that top wildcard spot by points percentage. One of the areas, or the area I want to start with, this team for much of the year was bottom of the league when it comes to drawing power plays. They've now jumped into the top 10. What's allowed that to happen?
This might not be your typical answer, but anyone that knows Spencer Carberry, I got to know him being at development camp in Toronto. He actually sat right next to me. He's very astute. He is not a copy-paste type of coach. And I listened to a couple of his interviews going into this breakdown. And one of the things was them managing the puck in such a way to work their ways into creating better offensive options, whether it be on entries or within the offensive zone. That has led them to force other teams to either be flat-footed or clutch and grab or trip and interfere at times. And that has led them to actually have a massive uptick in power play opportunities, where they were 31st in the league for power play opportunities before the All-Star break. They are second in the league for power play opportunities since the All-Star break. And that has helped their mojo big time. And then we'll get into the breakdown of what they have also done within the power play to have a massive uptick going forward. But let's look at some of these. I know most people don't break down how you draw penalties, but it all correlates. If you're not drawing those power plays, you're not getting those opportunities. Maybe the power play hasn't had the effect that it could have had if you weren't drawing those power plays. So they're like right here, right? Trevor Van Riemsdyk, he's not going to force anything. He's going to look for support. And now they've got a 4-man rush, and they're going to draw a power play on the back end. Over here, looks like a 2-on-2 rush. Let's be poised. McMichael's going to be poised. He's looking for reinforcements, gets the puck deep, get the forecheck going, support with a reload so Janssens can get the pinch in. What does it do? It leads to a clutch and grab. Yes, against your beloved Oilers. You recover the puck in the D zone. Look, skate decision, poise on entry. Now have the confidence for a little shake and bake here through the neutral zone. Force teams to be flat-footed with a bad gap. Chad really takes a terrible or a bad hooking. You've got a 2 versus 3, create a 2 versus 1. Crisscross, catch the Philly D flat-footed. What's going to lead to? A little shake and bake again, and it leads to a tripping penalty. You are not going to force a lot of teams to take penalties on you if you're easy to play against, you're predictable, and you're constantly forcing to create, let's call it chicken soup with chicken shit, versus having poise with the puck and managing the game a lot better.
Look, I think one of the more underrated topics when you're talking about power play is winning faceoffs. I think that can make or break, when you're getting those offensive zone opportunities. And Washington sits at 50% on the power play with their faceoff percentage since their quote-unquote resurgence. So for people who aren't numbers guys, what does that mean? Like, is 50 a good number? Why are they winning that? How are they winning that? And can this be useful or a strength to this team moving forward?
Oddly enough, 50% is not a very good number. It's near the bottom of the league on the power play. But you have to go circle to circle to have a real true number. And in the offensive zone, they're about 58%, 59% in both offensive zone circles, first and foremost. So we've got to look at what certain numbers tell you. You got to go and do deeper dives, which, I took out my shovel and, I dug deep on this one. And in the offensive zone, they're doing a good, steady job, but it's what they do when they win the draws. And right now they are looking for quick strikes, and they will give several different looks that we'll see in the video clips that I prepared. So they're going to look to win pucks to the inside. Of course, Ovi in his office on the weak side, he's downhill. He takes his snapshot. Now he and John Carlson switch roles. Strome purposely puts it to the wall. Look at the space, because everybody's so focused with Karlsson and Ovechkin. Look at the 2-on-1 that it creates down low. And this becomes a theme throughout their power plays. You see Ovechkin, you want to shade over to him, perfect. You want to stick to him? Let's crisscross and switch spots. Now force Pittsburgh with 3 guys in one line, and it's creating lanes. Look at the lanes it's creating. Nobody touched Karlsson. If that pass was a little sharper, it was backdoor. Again, Ovechkin switches with Sandin. You want to be overtly aggressive. The guy can move the puck. Little slip pass. Sandin's walking in downhill. He's got room to create. They've got it so they've got there's in teams' heads that they don't even have PK guys on the wall anymore, because again, they got to flex out against Ovechkin's one-timer. Watch Ovi not even move here. Watch him not move, like he's posing for a picture. Now still 3 guys focused up top, 2-on-0 down low, right? So their looks, their different setups, and the willingness, which I still drives me nuts, not enough power plays do this. Everybody wants to win to the board. Well, you do win to the board, you can trigger PKs to jump you and seal you on the wall. If you can win more faceoffs, dot line or inside dots, you are actually now going to be attacking one forward who's got to cover the whole middle of the ice. And the Washington Capitals do this really well.
Wow, that's such like a small minor detail, but then you explain it makes so much sense. So this Washington power play, it was stale. It was like 14.5% before the break. It's now starting to come together. Everyone knew the Washington power play and what it was about. What's changed, I guess, over the course of the year when it comes to this man advantage group?
Well, as you can see with this graph alone, just the goals for per game, 2.38 goals for. That's it, all strengths. That's awful, right? Like, it's just brutal. Their offensive mojo, 0. Like, it was just not there. And then that seeps into your power play. If people think the power play identity should be different from your offensive identity at 5-on-5, that's where you have major disconnects. And this was seeping into their 5-on-5 play. So their power play has been also a resurgence at 5-on-5 scoring overall. Look, 3.21 goals for. They've gone from 30th to 13th in the league. And their power play has gone from near the bottom of the league to 5th in the league. And in fact, like I mentioned earlier, they're top 10 now in drawing power plays. And they're 2nd in the league since the All-Star break at scoring goals on the power play, which again, they were near the bottom. What are they doing? Different looks, different looks, different looks. And it took a massive buy-in from the grade 8. It just had to take a massive buy-in, because now he's in movement. Now he's switching different spots, and it's messing up a lot of PK schemes. So let's fire up the clips and we'll see the different looks and the different contributors. Again, we just looked at faceoffs. Hey, sometimes a quick strike can be a quick muffin. Quick muffin, as long as it goes in the 4x6, it still counts. Ovechkin not forcing anything. Rim release, everybody's focused up top. Watch this pass by Max Pacioretty. Rips it across. It's going to be on Ovechkin's stick. He's walking in downhill. Lucky bounce, but you got to work for your bounces. Again, sling the puck. Don't overhandle it. He's right there by himself. A little bit of poise. Watch. He's just going to slow it down. He's not going to panic. Go through the trapezoid, one of my favorite areas. Bad coverage by Chicago. Zone entry, not one of their stronger suits, but a quick rim release. Sonny Milano meets his guy to the back post. Boom. Who's the playmaker now? Ovechkin. He's got 11 or 12 points since the All-Star break on the power play, 8 of them assists. Now you got Ovi up on the QB spot with Sandin to his right. Everybody's focused on Ovi. All right, Pacioretty's walking in, use it as a screen. He's known to score 30, 35 a year. Pacioretty's been really good on the half wall. Watch the switch again. It's screwing people up. The coverage is off. Again, elite pass by Pacioretty through a seam, and then Sandin right to the back door for a tap in. The looks are so different at all times. Another guy who doesn't get enough love, Mr. 1000 now, TJ Oshie. Elite bumper. One of the guys that understands tight space better than everybody. But again, Montreal focused, 2 forwards focused on Ovechkin. leaves the pocket wide open for TJ Oshie. The looks just keep looking different. Right now, he's a decoy. Ovi's a decoy. But hey, give him an opportunity to hunt with time and space. He'll go in for the tap-ins just as much as he'll look for the big 1T. And when in doubt, why not go a little bit vintage, get to your spot, and hammer a couple short side. But it's what everybody else is doing with the puck and off the puck to open up these opportunities for him to get to that grade 8 spot for those 1Ts. So it's multiple looks, movement, and a lot of different players are contributing because they've had to change with Backstrom, probably retiring. Kuznetsov's no longer there, and it took some time, but it is on fire right now.
Yeah, the Washington Capitals, despite selling at the deadline, have found a way to keep their season alive. A fascinating look into how they've done it with the coach's room and our guy, Jon Goyens. You can find him on Twitter at gourmet_hockey. You can listen to him on TSN 690. Jon, fantastic stuff as always. Thanks for doing this.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Saravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.